Hi, I'm Tobias. I'm a bankruptcy attorney in the St. Louis, Missouri area. And one question I hear every so often is, when is a good time to file bankruptcy? And should I file bankruptcy at all? Is it the right thing to do? That, well, if you look at the situation, then you see that clients they try to make it work. They try to pay the bills, and they feel bad about filing bankruptcy. So most clients they are not comfortable with that idea. They feel the right thing is to pay their bills, and that's right. That's correct. No question about it. However, I often, almost all situations I see is that clients worry more about the creditor than about their own situation. See, credit card companies and payday loan people, they have shareholders. They are very rich. They don't depend on that money. But all the clients I see, they don't have any savings for repairs. They worry about paying their car loan or their house loan. They don't know how to pay the medical bills. In these situations, the last thing I would do is worry about creditors getting their money. I understand that many clients feel bad about doing it, but there are two things to consider. You also want to do what is right for you to do, and the other thing is if you don't do anything, well, the creditors definitely will, and they don't have the same considerations. They do what their process is. If you're falling behind with payments, then they will file a lawsuit, and if you get a judgment, that can have even more bad consequences. If you have real estate, the judgment would be a lien on the house, and they could foreclose on the house. If you don't have real estate and you want to buy later real estate, the judgment always will cause problems, even if you file bankruptcy later. In almost all cases, we see then a judgment causes problems. Sorry. And also, if you allow a creditor to get a judgment against you, they will garnish your wages. And often the cases I see, they garnish wages on and off. And one extreme case I saw, they garnished more than 13 years on and off. And the client had good income, so she didn't worry, and she felt bad about filing bankruptcy, what I understand. So she lets the creditor garnish, and the debt wouldn't get reduced though. Because if you have a garnishment, you pay a lot of interest, and you pay also the fees for the garnishment. So when she finally decided to file bankruptcy, she still owed 1/3 of the loan balance. But over the last decade, she paid twice the loan balance. So she allowed the creditor to take double and triple what she originally owed, and that is the same with payday loan and credit card delinquencies. You pay a lot of interest, and clients do not need to worry about the income of creditors or if it's right or wrong. Clients have to look at their situation first, and that is 50% of my work. Clients coming in and they feel bad about it. They worry about the situation, they can't sleep, and they pushed it off to talk to a bankruptcy attorney. There's really no reason to feel bad about it. And if you look at the companies, at the rich people, you can become president and filing bankruptcy. I think our current president filed 3 or 4 times, filed Chapter 11. And these are the rich people. If it's a financial decision, they just ask their attorney, where do I need to sign? And then they go on with a different business deal. And look at General Motors. They had financial problems. They filed bankruptcy, and now they are doing financially just fine. If they wouldn't have done it, it would have made everything much worse. So I don't recommend about worrying too much. Is it right? Is it wrong? If there is not enough money to pay off all the debt, um, I would definitely sit down with a bankruptcy attorney and talk about it. There's no stigma, there's no downside. Many clients worry about credit score. In almost all cases we see, the credit score after 12, 18-month filing of a bankruptcy, especially Chapter 7, is much better than it was before. You can get a house loan within 2 years after filing Chapter 7, or even 1 year if you're filing a Chapter 13. So all these concerns clients have are really not not there if you really talk about the situation. These are fears people find on the internet, or they hear from other people. So the right time to file, it's the other way around. I see people, they waited too long to file. They already got garnished. They lost money. They kept paying creditors, and then they end up filing bankruptcy, and all the money they paid out was just lost money they could have invested in their own family. So you definitely want to avoid judgments. You want to do the right thing. In my opinion, it's the right thing to not let the creditors make the decisions. You want to be in charge of your financial decision, and even if you decide not to file bankruptcy, I would at least get the right information from a bankruptcy attorney, because I see it often that clients pay off a vehicle that could have been protected in a bankruptcy with a car loan, or they take out money out of their retirement to just try to make it work, or they keep on paying credit cards even though they see they cannot pay it off within the next 10, 15, 20 years. If you have a $5,000 balance in your on your credit card and you pay only the minimum, it normally takes around 10 years or more to pay it off, and you will have paid nearly double the amount. So that money is better invested in your own family, especially if you need to save up money for repairs, car repairs, and repairs in your household appliances. If the fridge goes out, it got to be repaired. And so my advice is, come on in. If you live in the St. Louis area, we handle cases in Illinois and on the Missouri side. If you live in a different area, most bankruptcy attorneys, they offer a free consultation. At least you know your options. Okay, thank you.